Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pink Sock Podcast. I am Mike, and we've got the Doof Warrior over. I hate this shit. I can't fucking
Wrong
the,
one there.
the Doof Warrior and Naomi, the Yorkshire Pud. We got the Pink Sock, which is us. There's a little bit of pink sock in all of us.
Captain Pink Stuff.
Captain Pink Sock. That's right, Captain.
Ew.
So, ew. I'm drinking some of my cat fight coffee today. What are you guys drinking this morning or evening or whatever the hell it is?
Decaf organic coffee.
Tea again.
Are you drinking the decaf cat fight or are you a trader?
Nah, this is the coffee I normally get from before you speak. They're from Melbourne, Australia. It's expensive, but it's good.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh yeah.
This one's got like magnesium powder. It's really good.
What kind of green tea you drinking?
Oh, I've got it's Yorkshire tea.
Oh, is that the brand or is that just
It's a brand, yeah. It's
have your own tea? That's fucking
Yeah.
brilliant.
there's a brand called Yorkshire tea, and that's what I'm having. It's the caffeinated one, and I've got it with oat milk.
Could you imagine if like if we had like American coffee? Like this is just called American coffee. What makes it American? It tastes like Big Macs.
I have seen they do a type of coffee called Americano.
Oh yeah, that is right. That is right.
Yeah.
Americano is a coffee. I'm drinking English walnut cat fight coffee. So that's that.
Oh, that's
Is
my
your-
favorite.
It sounds good.
Ooh, I love English walnut. I like pumpkin, but I do think that the pumpkin could have a little bit more like of a pumpkin flavor to it. But
Yeah.
I just add creamer to it and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you drink
That's
your coffee
cool shit.
black?
I
Black.
drink mine black. I like mine black. So
Who? You're a strong man. I couldn't drink my coffee black, dude.
No, I
really-
couldn't either. I have one coffee a day.
Hi, Danny. How you doing, dear? But
Hi,
yeah,
Danny.
let's give a few shout outs and promote a couple things before we really get underway here. Let me add one thing to the studio. There we go. We would like to give a shout out to the Sabbath Sunday Iron Worship podcast, which was one of the episodes, most recent episodes, went live yesterday. Is that right, Greg?
yeah, it's available now up on all streaming services, and that was a fun one. It was just me, Zach, and Mr. Joe Smith. We call him Batman, but we talked about Halloween kills.
Oh, nice. So you guys don't just talk about Sabbath on the podcast.
We do, but then like because me and Joe saw the new Halloween movie, I watched it 3 times.
Jesus. Did it get better each time, or?
Yeah, but the first 2 times it was a bit yeah. And then I watched it for the 3rd time on my lunch break at work. And then I'm like, yeah. I kind of appreciate it a little bit more.
I watched it not all the way through, which I'm going to get hate for this. I didn't watch it all the way through so I can't really judge it yet. But I did watch it, and then I ended up falling asleep because, in my defense, it was 3:00 in the fucking morning.
Oh, did you watch it on Peacock?
I watched it on Peacock.
Yeah. One more thing. Oh, sorry, dude. Go.
You're good. Go ahead.
Oh no. How stupid, right? Was the firefighter, the firefighter, fireman scene when he walks out and there he is with a fucking hosing him. How fucking dumb is that?
What's really dumb, I don't think I made it to this scene, but I've seen pictures of it. That fucking all them people trying to kill Michael Myers, and one of them has a fucking iron.
Oh, I
Yeah.
saw that. That's brilliant. That would be me. That. Grab the first thing.
Oh my god! Out of everyone that had baseball bats, knives, guns,
Iron.
pitchfork, that one person brings an iron to a fucking fight. Why?
The one thing that confused me though is there's cancel culture's at it again. They was wanting to get rid of the scene where he killed the firefighters.
Yeah.
nobody mentioned, and I don't know who they are. I don't know why I'm saying they, but people. There's certain groups of people or certain people that wanted to remove that scene, and I don't get it because he killed children in this movie. He killed dogs in this movie. These children, I'm not saying like teenagers. I'm saying like, what were they, like 9, 10, 12? Like children were killed in this movie. Like, why are you worried about the firefighters? Cops were killed in this movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It was pretty brutal, but I thought it was kind of like watching Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Yeah, it was
with Michael Myers Rampage.
Yeah, it seemed like this, and with a lot of these older Thrasher movies, I like when they do this. They stuck with the original look and the original style. Like, it looked like this movie could have been made in like the 80s or 90s.
What I did like about it, though, was when they did the flashbacks 40 years later, and then moved it to now. But I did some homework on the new one. There's going to be Halloween Ends, which I think that's going to be the last one. Mm-hmm. And I reckon this is what I think. I reckon if Laurie dies, Michael will die.
Because isn't she? And to answer my mom's question, and then I'll get to your point. They want to take the firefighters out of Halloween. From my understanding, I don't know. This is just from what I've heard, because you can't display heroes in that way. Well, the thing is anyone can die in a freaking horror movie. It's a goddamn horror movie. And if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Are you going to get rid of all these war movies because they display freaking soldiers being killed? No. And Greg just disappeared. Anyway, it's okay. We'll get back to his point. It'll be okay. It happens with internet. But yeah, cops are too. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I have no idea. I'm up in the air on this. I don't understand people. Greg is back. Welcome back, Greg. I figured
he
was back or something. But yeah, like, I don't know. My mom made a point that I was saying that, like, I think, or from my understanding, sorry, my brain's like, I'm still waking up. From my understanding is firefighters, they don't want them being murdered in that way because they're considered heroes. And I'm not denying that. But my mom made a point, cops are too. And also soldiers are considered heroes. So why aren't you trying to get rid of war movies that display them being killed? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't get it. It's a horror movie. It's Michael Myers. He's been doing this for what, 30 years?
40.
40. Now, to get back to your point, what is it? Halloween Ends is what the new one's going to be called?
Yeah, next year.
Isn't Laurie is her name Laurie or Laura? I always get this mixed up.
Laurie.
Okay. Isn't Laurie the only surviving member of the Myers family?
No, because she has another daughter called Karen that was on 2018.
So, technically speaking, she's the only one of his, like, descendant, though. Not like, I know she's related, but she's the only one that he would be after.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
Anyone that interferes, though, he would go after them. If that makes sense.
I know Michael only goes after family, but kills anybody in the way. So wouldn't that be considered her daughter? Couldn't they still make movies after that because the daughter is also direct relation, or is it just the people that was involved?
Well, you need to watch the full thing because something happens to her.
Okay. Because I fell asleep, like I said. So
the ending kind of got you like, well, okay, what the fuck? And that kind of leads on to the next one. But what I've read, I reckon Jamie Lee Curtis was saying in an interview, she was saying that Halloween Ends is going to disappoint a lot of people because it's just going to be a lot of things in that movie that people won't expect to happen.
So it's understandable. So what's your thoughts on Scream? Did you are you excited for a new Scream?
Yeah. The trailer looks pretty good. I watched this trailer last week, and I thought it looked good.
Do you think it's weird? And Naomi, you can join in too.
Yeah, I'm listening.
We can mention this also on the Halloween episode because that is going to be a spooky episode. But this is spooky season, so every episode is going to be spooky. Just that's going to be a special spooky episode. But with Scream, this is what, the 5th one of the series?
Yeah.
Why is it? A lot of people are saying, why is it called just Scream instead of saying that it's a sequel, which it is.
It is, yeah. I don't know.
A lot of people are suggesting that the reason why they did that is because Scream is a horror movie. Yes, it's a slasher more than a horror movie, but they also kind of like make fun of the industry a little bit, and they do industry standards just to make fun of it. And I mean, look at all these movies that are sequels but are just called the original film to get more profit. Also, it is smart marketing, because a friend of mine brought up when I was hanging out with him that it would be kind of silly and stupid if you keep making sequels to start calling them like 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Like you either
they could have done they could have named it like Scream, I don't know, and then with another title underneath or something.
Yeah, like Hellraiser.
Yeah, and Halloween.
Like Hellraiser does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've not remade the original one then? It's
no, they won't remake that. That's too iconic.
No,
spoil that.
You can't beat that opening scene with Drew Barrymore.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's the scene I remember the most from it. That one.
That got everyone guessing on how, like, is she the main character? Was she going to survive that, or you know what I mean? That got me.
She is in a film. She's often quite, a main character.
We will get back to the Scream conversation, but I would like to give a little shout out to our sponsors, or whatever you call them. I mean, they don't pay us, we don't pay them. It's kind of like just shout out kind of ordeal. But I would like to give a shout out to the MGC. I'll eventually get your name right. Sorry, Mark Gerbil. Gerbino, Garbanzo. I feel like Dr. Steve Broll from like fucking Tim and Eric.
I was calling him Marcus.
Marcus Gerbinzo. No, but yeah, Mark Gerbino. Is that how you pronounce it, Gerbino?
I don't know. I might need to watch one of his podcasts because he does say his name. So I don't know. Let's just go with his first name, Marcus.
Okay, the Marcus Connection. And then we have Calabrese's Mystic Cult of Horrors podcast. It's a great podcast. All these are great podcasts. We also do have a clothing line that we support, the Condemned Culture clothing line. We also, I don't have a picture for it right now because I've been going through the studio, but Catfight Coffee is the coffee for you and me. I have a bag right here of the Black Magic English Walnut. And did you see the note that AC left? Pink socks.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
It's brilliant. But yeah, those are the people. Also, check out Ryan Roxy's In the Trenches podcast. He has been growing out his mustache fantastically well. I love you, brother.
So well, too. Better than my beard.
And also go check out Funky's Funky Connect. Is there anyone else on the show right now, or is it just Funky and Connect still?
No, they did have a guest last week, but I think they don't promote it maybe till 3 days prior or something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they just had an episode on Thursday last week.
Okay. So go check out Funky's Voice, Funky and Connect's Voice It show on Funky TV.
And there's Cath's Reignite.
Yes, and I was about ready to get to that. Kathy Grant's Reignite. She does have. I saved the best for last. Kathy Grant's Reignite. She does have Susie Q on the show coming up. So that is, I believe, this coming Saturday. Ryan does look amazing with like the Motorhead. What's up, Nick? Go check out Sticks and Stones' new song. It's really fucking killer. I love it, dude.
It's a rock ballad. So ladies and dudes.
Ladies and dudes. Sticks and Stones, the band, really good band, but the name just kind of reminds me of like an 80s band. You know what I mean? Guns and Roses. Sticks and Stones. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant title. No problem, Nick. We should have you on here sometime.
Yeah, he's cool. Nick and I done a Instagram live stream like 2 weeks ago on my IG.
Going back to Scream, and I haven't seen that IG yet. I'll have to check it out. Going back to Scream, I heard a lot of speculation and rumors that they signed on for 3 films.
Oh, really?
Including this one. I don't know how true that is. I know that when Wes Craven was still alive, he was rumored to be working on 3 more Scream films, 5, 6, and 7. But after he died, they might just be doing 1. Now, what would you do in this movie, and who do you think is the killer? Do you think it's somebody new or somebody from the past?
I reckon it could be a teamwork, because there's always going to be more than one killer, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you watch the commercial very closely, they do mention that the killer is going after anyone that is of relation to the original killers. So it's somebody who has some connections to the original killers.
Yeah.
And they also didn't say linked to the murders that happened in the movie. They mentioned linked to the attacks. So there's people being attacked but not killed.
Yeah.
This is kind of reminiscent of the first Scream movie, kind of. I think what might happen is it's either somebody new that has a vendetta against everyone, or, hold on to your fucking tights for this one, I think it could be one of the original killers. They actually survived.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It might be.
Maybe.
It could be one of those things where a actor is not being credited yet for being in the movie until you watch the movie. And I think the killer's Stu. That's what I was going to say.
Maybe.
I believe the killer is going to be Stu.
That's coming out early next year, right?
Yes. Another twist I would have done, and I've said this for years. I've been a Scream fan for a while. I believe they should bring back either Matthew Lillard as Stu to be the killer, or this would be a really crazy turn of events. How about have Dewey be behind it all this entire time? Officer Dewey.
He's too stupid, man.
Maybe the one that you'd least expect, maybe then.
Yeah, but like, really? I don't know.
Have Dewey and Gale be the killers, because they survived every single time. They could have easily have been behind it all and just been pretending. Either have them do it, which would be a crazy turn of events, or you could have an even crazier one, Sidney Prescott.
What movie are you watching, dude?
Yeah, right, officer. I know it's crazy, but when the victim becomes the killer,
I reckon it could be another family member related.
Jay and Silent Bob. Just kidding. Officer Dewey is stupid. Rachel has a point, and I love talking to Rachel about this stuff because she has points like this. Dewey may be stupid, but all it takes is one mental breakdown for a person to snap.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry for taking over the comments, by the way, Naomi. I reckon
it could be another family member, because was it in Scream 4? It was her sister.
cousin, I believe, if
or
I'm not
cousin
mistaken.
or something. So it could be another family member that's twisted and fucked up and that hates Sydney Prescott and her friends.
Could be. Or let's have a big fucking plot twist. Sydney's mom didn't actually die.
Mm.
She just faked her death and was actually the killer.
Maybe.
And that's why Sydney survived all these times.
Oh, did her dad die in any of the movies?
I'm unsure. I'd have to rewatch them all because I don't think her dad was ever in a movie, but I could have been mistaken. He could have been in the first one.
I think it was the first one. Then he got tied up, and then I think they let him go. I can't remember. I have to watch it as well.
Yes, he was in the first movie. Neil Prescott was. But her mom was never in any of the movies. So maybe, I mean, her mom could have been behind it all this entire time and talked to the cousin about it and had her kill. Because we never really mentioned, like, she said about all kinds of vendettas and stuff, but she never really mentioned if there's anybody else involved. Not that I remember. So who knows? This would be a great conversation for the Halloween episode, too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's there was rumors that they were saying that some old like characters that were died off in the first two movies are coming back.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Right.
But I don't know if any of them were really announced. So I don't know. But realistically, at this stage of the game, it's been what, 30, 40, 50? No, it's been like 40 years since the events of the first movie, right? Since her mom died.
It'll be at least 30 years. Close to 30.
Yeah, but it's 30 years since the events of the first movie, but how long has it been since her mom died in the storyline?
A long time.
So that takes her off the table because there's no way she could have been in hiding this fucking long. Like realistically, she's not somebody with that big of power. So let's take her out of the picture. Stu would be a great killer, but he would have been in hiding for maybe 20, 30 years too, and that's unrealistic. But it's a horror movie. Nothing's unrealistic at this point. I don't know.
It could be Michael Myers, dude.
I know you're not talking about this one, but it'd be hilarious if fucking Ghostface takes his mask off and it's actor Michael Myers from like Austin Powers and shit. What?
And I scared you, baby.
Did I scare you, baby? Did I scare you rotten?
Did I make you horny?
Do I make you Randy? And he's got the fucking butcher knife. That's bad.
Yeah. Oh no, I slipped.
That would make this movie awful. We just lost views on that one, Greg. Good job. You're good, Anders. Yeah, we all have lives and stuff. I would like to discuss, since people are listening, I did do a poll recently. People can still answer to it if they want, about making Pink Sock no longer live every week, pre-recording. And maybe pre-recording like on days that we are available, but premiering it on Monday. And then doing like maybe once or twice a month, a special episode with a guest.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that? Or do you think we have so many guests coming in that we should just stay live? Or we could do pre-recorded and it opens up more of our options to have guests on.
I reckon 50-50.
Yeah, I do.
If there's guests that you really want on a Monday that can't do it, we can still get them on and pre-record it and then put it up on it live on Monday.
Okay. And
I think if the guest can do a live, then that's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get more in the chat.
If not, just do it pre-recorded and then yeah.
And if we can't do a Monday, we can just get together on like a Saturday or something, pre-record. It's just hard for us to do this show like this format. We can do it with a guest, but with this format is kind of hard because sometimes we cover current topics. And if we record like a week in advance, like 2 or 3 episodes, and then premiere each one on a Monday, it'd be kind of hard because it's not going to be current anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I reckon just do it 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, I do as well.
Okay. Well, I figured it would be easier because I'm trying to get us on Spotify and shit. It's just we have so many episodes now. I'm not making excuses. It's just we have so many episodes, and it takes like an hour to 2 hours per episode to upload.
Connect.
If I can get a hold of him, if he's not too busy, I know he's a busy guy. Uh, I mean, he doesn't have access to my YouTube channel though, so there's no way of like him downloading the shit for me and all that. Because I'm in charge, like I'm able to do it. It's just, it's a lot. I have to free up a whole day because you have to download the episode, which takes a while.
Download and enter the subscription.
Yeah. You have to download the episode, which takes usually 30 minutes depending on the length of the episode. Then you got to upload the episode to the thing, which takes about 30 minutes, which is an hour in and of itself. Sometimes longer. Sometimes it takes an hour to upload. Then you have to type in all the show information. Then you have to upload it, which takes like 20 minutes. So it's like an hour, 2 hours to do
Could
that.
you imagine a Joe Rogan ones?
Well, Joe Rogan probably has somebody that does it for him, or he does it after each episode. Like he will download it and do it right after each episode.
Yeah, but like most of his podcasts go for like 3.5 hours.
I know. Well, the thing is I'll admit I've had bad mental health months and years and shit for a while, and like it's not that it stays bad, but like I'll have bad mental health week or whatever, and then I didn't upload that episode, and then I decide, fuck it, why are we even on Spotify? And then I'm like, why aren't we on Spotify? And the next thing I know, I'm behind, and it's awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking maybe we could do a few episodes not live eventually, just so that we can free up our schedules on Mondays and stuff, and get guests that we wouldn't normally get because they're not free on Mondays.
Yeah.
Plus everyone's returning to work. So we could do similar to like what Ryan and other people have been doing lately and just pre-record occasionally if we can't do the live. By the way, tomorrow you can get your pink sock fix because me and Gorak are going live again tomorrow for Pink Sock Reacts. If I can find the picture of this, it's been awful. We are going to review Evil Bong, by the way. I just figured that'd be way too much for our first episode back for Reacts. Is this the right one? Yes. Tomorrow we're going to react to Nita Strauss's Dead Inside featuring David Draymond of Disturbed. I'm excited to listen to that. Adele's Easy on Me because we got to keep with the metal theme. Kelly Monroe, her song Mama Said, she was actually an actress, still is, but she's an actress. She was in Lucifer for an episode or two.
Okay.
I forget what character she played, so I can't really tell you exactly what episodes and stuff. Taking Back Sunday, My Name is Jonas, which is a Weezer cover. Exodus is back with yet another new song, The Years of the Death and Dying. And then Immigrate, Gorak's favorite band of all time. Always on My Mind, a Willie Nelson cover featuring Till Lindemann, also of Rammstein. It's going to be live.
I've heard about this one, yeah. I've got, when we do this, I got to be careful who I pick because remember the last time?
Yeah.
Lord? Was it Lordy?
I picked these ones. Yeah, you picked Lordy last time as your favorite.
Exodus.
Yeah. We are doing it tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait.
Australian time. If any Aussies out there wants to stay up and listen to us talk.
Also, next week, I know you asked the question, Naomi, and I know Kathy asked the question. Next week, we're going to find out who the fuck is this guy. No, I love you, Matt Cooper. Matt Cooper is going to be on the show, the Bearded Badass. He's on TikTok. He's also a big marijuana advocate, which explains why he's on the show. He's a great guy, good dude. Fights hard, fights the good fight, and works hard. Also, I would like to, You got a tattoo recently.
I did. I waited for 4 months to get it done.
Can we see it?
Yeah, they posted up on their webpage, so I
Is it the one of Michael Myers? Is that the one you got?
yeah, this one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw it sitting there, but I wasn't sure if that was the one that you got or somebody else's, and you just had it as a reference.
No, that's mine, because you could tell the little fist, that's the Nutella jar tattoo there, and Alice Cooper's hand is over that way. So
I didn't even see it. I'm sorry, I didn't even see all that. All I saw was from a distance.
but it's cool, man.
Here's some Halloween trivia for you. Since you are a fan of Michael Myers, you probably already knew this.
Resurrection was a good movie. No, I'm joking.
Did you know that they didn't have a very big budget for the first Halloween movie? So for his mask, they just took a Captain Kirk mask and painted it white.
Yeah, and then now it's like this iconic thing.
Yeah, did you know that, Naomi?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Michael Myers mask is actually a Captain Kirk mask.
Ah, right.
Painted white.
There's a documentary on this on YouTube.
Yeah. If you look very closely, let me see if I can get the actual mask up, and then I will show you the Michael Myers mask. And I'm sure we'll cover all this shit again on the Halloween episode, but like, I can't not talk spooky shit during spooky season. Like, all of October for me is Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, Halloween's begun for me as well.
So it's gonna happen. Now, if you look, pop up the Halloween mask, the tattoo you have again, real quick.
Okay.
Is that from the latest movie, or is that just?
I'm not. I thought it was either from H2O or maybe from the 2018, but I just thought this one was really good.
Yeah, that's a good mask. I don't mind his current mask because it's burnt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna see if I can find the original mask, just so that we can have a side-by-side comparison. Actually, I found it. Never mind. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get it as a good side-by-side comparison. Here we go.
I was watching Halloween 5. Yeah.
You can see where
it's just a little different. The eyebrows a bit thinner.
Well, you can tell that they painted over the eyebrows. They cut out the eye holes, like to make it like bigger.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it's a Captain Kirk mask. But what were you saying, Greg? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was watching Halloween 5 yesterday on my lunch break, and the mask on that kind of looks like a crossover of Mickey Rourke and Donald Trump. It was so bad because like his hair is just like that, like pushed back, and his face is kind of like this.
So, what do you think of speaking of Michael Myers and Halloween and Captain Kirk? Captain Kirk went to space recently.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like for real. Like,
yeah.
Like, he went to real space. What do you think of that?
I think that's badass.
I think it's awesome. At 90 years old,
he should have wore his Star Trek.
He should have. He very well should have. I saw a meme floating around. It's really hilarious.
I've seen one of that as well.
Someone photoshopped. I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about, but somebody photoshopped the actual Captain Kirk outfit onto him because he posed with all the people that he's going up to space with, and they edited all the photos to be Star Trek uniforms. And I know Rachel would appreciate that because she's a big. I think she's big into Star Trek. I could be wrong.
That's awesome.
I get all my friends mixed up. I think it's another friend of mine that's into Star Trek. Sorry. Yeah, it's a different friend. I have so many people in my life that are obsessed with different things and I just woke up, so I apologize if my brain's scattered all over the place. But yeah, I've got friends, a friend of mine that's obsessed with Star Trek, and I'm sure she's shitting in her pants right now when he went to space. But yeah, like I can't believe it, and I'm surprised that they let him go to space because I thought like there's like an age where they're like, your health probably couldn't handle it.
Probably, but
Yeah.
90 years old, you said, yeah?
Yeah, 90 years old, and he don't even
Wow.
look.
He'll be the eldest person to go to space.
Yeah.
then.
He is. He's the oldest person to go to space. I actually, I didn't see it myself, but I was listening to a coworker of mine the other day talk about they saw an interview with William Shatner talking about it, and he cried because like he's the oldest person to go to space. He's made history twice. By the way, he made history twice.
What's the first one?
The first one, the
Yeah.
first ever interracial kiss on television.
Oh, really?
Really?
On an episode of Star Trek. I don't know the exact year, so I'm not going to try to guess it, but it was probably like the 60s or 70s because that was around the time when he was on Star Trek. He and an African American character who I believe she played an alien. I'm not big into Star Trek. I've just heard about it. Him and her kissed on national television when racial tensions were really high.
Okay.
Star Trek has always been very like civil rights and political and stuff. People just want to deny that now. But
I think I might know who you're talking about now. Because I'm having a little flashback.
yeah, they had the first interracial kiss on television. Star Trek actually made a lot of history. And if you go back and watch old ass episodes, they predicted a lot of modern technology.
Yeah.
They really did. Like, for instance, that guy that was on the ship, you guys might remember, he had these glasses that he could, like, had like a computer in it or whatever, and he could see, like, shit and talk to people on it and shit. This was before telephones were not cordless. This was, like, they fucking predicted that shit.
Yeah.
They predicted a cell phone because, Captain Spock, I believe, would walk around with this thing in his hand, like kind of like a walkie-talkie, and would talk to people. And now this was a day and age where, yes, walkie-talkies did exist, I do believe, but they weren't that advanced. Like he was talking to people on other planets and shit on this thing. So they pretty much predicted cell phones. So yeah. Another thing that I saw, not predicting the future, but it's a meme that probably Naomi was talking about. It showed Captain Kirk or William Shatner, whatever you want to call him now, because he's been to space. He is Captain Kirk now. There's a meme that shows him with a thumbs up, and he's like, "The Earth is round. I saw it."
I've seen that one. There was another one I saw about the mention of the rocket looking like a dildo.
Oh yeah, from Austin Powers.
Yeah, and now I can't unsee that now.
That's what what's his name, Jeff Bezos. That's what his fucking ship looked like. He looked like Dr. Evil going to space.
Yeah, there was a lot of memes on that one too. I remember that one.
I wonder if Ozzy was at home like, it's a fucking dick.
Yeah.
The beaming machine will happen
Beaming
eventually.
machine.
Do you think teleportation will happen within our lifetime?
I don't know. Well, see, I'm from the future and nothing's happened yet.
Nothing's happening yet. I have to wait a bit longer then.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Damn. Well, I think we probably should like leave that alone for a while because technology has issues at first when they come out. Fuck the PlayStation when it first comes out. Fucking glitchy as hell. Could you imagine being the first person to try out teleportation and try to fix the glitches? You fucking show up at your buddy's house with an arm hanging out of your eyeball.
There is stories that I've seen popped up saying there was a guy that traveled from to the future saying this is what's going to happen in 20 years time or some bullshit, but he must be high on crack.
I've heard of time travel. I really have. Now,
but is it real though?
I don't know, because who knows? Because some people you've met could have been from the future, but they can't say because of government reasons. They could be government officials of the future. Because who's to say time travel will ever be available to us as a people. It could be available to governments. But I believe in time travel in a sense of, how do you know? Like, who's to say maybe Hitler in another like timeline survived and did all
Maybe.
kinds of crazy shit, and somebody traveled back in time and had him die, like in that fire. I'm not making a crazy conspiracy here. I'm just throwing ideas out there because I love time travel and the idea, but I don't like the idea of traveling back in time and fucking with history. I want to be able to travel back in time as like a ghost and just see how things went. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go back in time and be able to like kill a butterfly, and next thing I know, like Hitler becomes a transformer or some shit, or Stalin becomes president of the United States. Like, I don't want like to fuck with history in that manner.
Fuck
But
no.
I do believe in dimensional timelines, as fucked up as that sounds. I do believe in alternate universes, because why not? When it comes to shit like that, like I will make fun of people, or I'll make fun of certain ideas of like Earth being flat, like things that have been proven false. You know what I mean?
Don't get me started on the Earth flattered people.
But nobody can prove alternate timelines. Nobody can prove alternate universes. Which alternate timelines and alternate universes, in my opinion, are the same thing.
Yeah.
But there has been cases of, let's say, the Mandela Effect. And we could do a whole episode on the Mandela Effect. We have before. But the Mandela Effect, if you haven't seen the episode, we kind of covered that on. It's a lot of people are saying missed memory, which it could be. It could very well be missed memory. But people believe that some people go to sleep and through their dream sequence will wake up in an alternate universe where they are living in the body of somebody who's living in another universe and their soul got lost somewhere else. Now, I don't know if I believe that theory, but here's some of the Mandela effects that affect people in this current universe as a whole that we remember, such as, remember Jiffy peanut butter? Is that a thing you guys would remember? I know it's an American thing. Jiffy peanut butter. No. Let's see if I can remember things that you guys would remember. When JFK was assassinated, Gorak, I know me and you are too young to remember that, but you probably saw the footage in school when President JFK was assassinated. How many people were in that car?
I'll say 5.
Naomi?
I'm not sure.
Most people, and I think me and Gorak already talked about this. That's probably why he guessed right. But there was 5. Now, historically, from what I was taught in school, from what I remember, I could be misremembering because the human mind fucks with you like that. That's why there is no true story behind anything. Like, there's this person's side, and then whatever. Like, what actually happened is gone by now.
Yeah.
But according to what I remember in school, I was very heavily told that the U.S. government has told people that this magic bullet hit JFK from behind, went down, went out, and hit the passenger in the front seat. How does this make sense now if there's a bench seat in the way and there's another passenger in the middle? It would have had to pass through another seat and hit the passenger, which is not realistic. It's not realistic for a bullet to ricochet like that to begin with.
No.
But the story doesn't make sense.
You reckon there was like more than one shooter?
Oh, I 100% believe that JFK was assassinated. There is facts that JFK was involved in the mafia and shit. Like, he was one of the few presidents, and a lot of people will claim this president did this too and whatever. No. JFK was kind of an outsider. He was the only president we've ever had. The only president that was kind of an outsider. And I'm not saying he 100% was. He had ties with the mafia and shit, and that helped him get into the White House. When he got into the White House, he turned his back on the mafia and the government because he kept doing speeches, and you can find these speeches online, where he will say secrecy is a very repugnant word in a free and open society. There are hidden societies within us. And he mentioned the NWO. He mentioned all of that. And he was wanting to blow the roof wide open on that as president of the United States. It just happens that he died not long after that speech. It just happens that happened. And isn't it weird that a lot of truth seekers and a lot of people that like, I don't believe in all conspiracy theories. I think most of them are fucking stupid. Like there's no way some of them are real, but I do entertain the idea because some of them could be real and my opinion doesn't think it is.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
But it's just crazy that a lot of truth seekers, once they start uncovering things that are huge, they end up dead.
Yeah.
Or canceled. Jesse the Body Ventura had a huge conspiracy theory show, and it started because Jesse didn't believe these conspiracies, but he wanted to chase them. And a lot of them he proved to be either real or ones that he can't prove one way or the other. And he was going to do an episode about Homeland Security.
Yeah. That
episode was canceled. It was made, never made the air, and his entire show was canceled.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Now, he covered the JFK assassination. They didn't cancel him for that. He covered 9/11. They didn't cancel him for that. Because all of this is past shit. Shit that doesn't really affect us now. When he goes to cover like something like that and he really gets deep into it and discovers shit, they cancel him. No, do I believe our government is this big cog machine that's out to get us? And do I think all of the world's governments are in on it together? Possibly. I don't trust our government. I really don't. But I trust scientists and shit. So like, I'm in a bad ground right now. I don't trust the government yet. You know, who do you trust?
Yourself.
That's why I don't get when people are overly obsessed with politicians. The president does not have your best interest. Yes, there is some laws that pass that are in your best interest. I believe certain people, when they run for president, do have a really good, they really do care and they really do want to help. But then they get caught up in shit. And it just fucks everything up. I've never been obsessed with a politician. I have been, I'll admit I had a huge period where I was big into Bernie Sanders. I still do like the guy. But there's a reason why they shut him up. There's a reason why they shut him up. And this whole, I don't like Biden. I don't like Trump. For the simple reason that they're both cogs in the same machine.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's friends with Hillary Clinton, but everybody on that side hates Hillary, but everybody on Trump's side loves Trump, but everybody on Hillary's side hates Trump. They're both two different heads on the same fucking monster. They really are.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. And then there's so many people out there that don't want the truth. They want to like who they like. And if you go against it or you say anything negative about it, even if it is true or whatever, they don't want to hear it, which is understandable. You know, I get that way too, but I don't get it. I don't get why people get like that. But if you can't talk politics, don't talk politics. I mean, politics separate us. And in reality, when people get too much liking this person or too much liking this person, this side will tell you why you should keep liking this person. And you're just going to listen to that. This side's going to tell you why you should like this person. But this side will also tell you why you should hate this person, why you should hate this person. Why are these two people so dead set on separating us?
Yeah.
What are they trying to hide together collectively? Because if I'm not mistaken, politics has never been this hostile.
Mm.
No.
Unless civil rights is involved or understandable things. But it's never been this politician. You should hate this guy because of this. It was never at each other's throat. It used to be, from what I understand, they would do the debates, and the debates would be, this is how I feel about this subject. This is how I feel about this subject. Now choose who you want. It was never, nasty woman, you son of a bitch. Like, it was never like that hostile.
I think the media as well plays a part in that, just dividing people in as far as politics is concerned.
I've heard that excuse, and that is a valid one. It really is, because the media is paid for by the government on both sides. On both sides, and I think both sides play a part in separating us for whatever reason, whatever political gain. There's always a political gain, in my opinion. But I don't know. Like, I saw a debate recently, and I know I'm gonna get shit for this. Fuck it, I don't care. I saw a debate that kids were having in a classroom, and it was in America. Yeah. You guys, this don't affect you guys at all, but in America, there was a huge debate about the Confederate flag. People want to be able to fly it in the South, and if you want to fly it, but at least admit what it stands for and admit what the history is. There was this kid in this classroom that legit said the Confederate War wasn't started due to slavery. I'm like, what? And then he went on to say that it was started due to states' rights. Then one kid interrupted, and I love this kid, by the way. He interrupted and said, states' rights for what? And the kid's like, and went to defend his stance, and the kid's like, states' rights to own slaves. The Confederacy, like it or not, historically was traitors. They attacked the Union. They attacked the United States. We fought against them. They wanted to keep slaves. Just at least admit what it stands for, because the Confederate flag that they fly right now is the Confederate battle flag, which stood for slavery. And they actually got rid of that flag after the Civil War, and it didn't come back till the KKK brought it back. And well, actually, I take that back. It was brought back not only when the KKK brought it back, but during the Civil Rights Movement. There was a huge civil rights movement where one political candidate wanted to keep segregation, the other one didn't, and the symbol for the segregation was the flag. Now, yes, you can change what a flag stands for. You really can, and you can fly whatever you want, but don't lie about what it stands for. But we can also have the argument of, what about the Nazi flag in Germany? You don't see people flying it. And the swastika originally was a Buddhist symbol. I believe a Buddhist symbol might have been.
It was. Yeah,
it was a Buddhist symbol of love.
It's banned in Germany to have anything to do with that, for people to have it.
No, the other argument is history. You shouldn't ignore history. Well, you shouldn't. But those things have a time and place. Put them in a museum, because if you go out in public and you see this flag flying, there's no sign underneath of it that says what the history is. So you're not flying it to remember history, because you don't know the history. It's not teaching you that. Put it in a museum where they teach you the history, and all these people.
That's what happens here. The museums are very open about the history of what happened during the wars, and that's so to inform people. Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is there's so many people getting upset when you mention history. Like, here's what actually happened. They're like, no, this is what happened. And yeah, both sides are right, but the fact is you're ignoring this history to keep this history alive, when in reality, this history existed. Yes, it was actually, the swastika was a symbol, an old Buddhist symbol, and they still use it in Buddhist societies, and people hate them for it, but the fact is the Buddhists, they weren't involved in the Holocaust and shit. No. Okay? They weren't. And another argument that they have about the whole Confederacy bullshit is it's a symbol of heritage, when in reality a lot of states fly the flag. People in different states fly the flag that weren't even involved in the Confederate War. Like Ohio, for instance, we were a Union state. This is becoming a fucking history lesson, sorry. Ohio was a Union state. People in West Virginia fly it. Doesn't make sense, because West Virginia seceded from the Union in order to fight against the Confederacy. So that makes no sense. But yeah, like, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, and there's a lot of people that say like, I'm not racist, but like I have a lot of friends that fly the flag. It is what it is. I've explained to them the history. It is what it is. And I don't care that they fly it, but like since you've been told the history and you're still ignoring it, that's on you. But the thing is they want to say that it's also rebellion. Okay, it's a symbol of rebellion, which could be true. And I'm not denying that. But you also have the don't tread on me flag, which stands for the same shit that you're claiming this one does. So why do you need two flags? And also, they want. There's a lot of people. I'm not saying everyone, but there's a lot of people that want the Confederate flag to be flown with the American flag. No, that's like flying the Nazi flag with the fucking German flag.
No.
No.
Big no.
Big
Did you know
no.
that there are Holocaust deniers out there that deny it even happened?
Really?
Yeah, I'd heard of that. Yeah.
Is that big in Germany, or is that?
It's against the law to deny the Holocaust happened.
Is it really against the law in Germany? Obviously not, because you've mentioned it. But in America, there's this huge thing that went around when I was a kid that it's illegal to even mention the Holocaust in public in Germany.
It's I've heard it's illegal to deny it happened.
But it's not illegal to mention it.
Oh no,
Okay.
it's all about the history and that you can the museums when there's like a history of the war, everything they inform you about everything that happened, and the old concentration camps are now memorials to the people who died there, and they've got museums there as well with all the information, everything about what happened.
I actually
It's
got
very open, and they learn about it in school. The kids do as well.
I heard a thing. Since we're allowed to talk about the Holocaust, we're safe now. This is kind of a weird episode. I'm sorry, guys. My brain's all over the place. I actually watched this like really short documentary. It like showed old like home footage of Hitler and stuff. They believe, and it's not a belief, it's legit. Adolf Hitler, near the end of his life, was suffering health complications, and they believe he killed himself because he knew he was going to get captured, and he was already dying anyway, so he killed himself. I don't know if you've heard this take. I don't know if they taught this, because they didn't teach me in school. Hitler, if you watch later footage of him like meeting up with like soldiers and stuff, he had Parkinson's. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's near the later years of his life, and you can actually see where his hand was doing this, but he was hiding it behind his back while he was meeting soldiers to make himself not look weak. I would like to visit a concentration camp. My question is, I might just be like, I haven't learned Holocaust history in years. Why is Auschwitz so popular compared to the other concentration camps?
I don't know. Because I visited the one in Dachau.
Which one's that?
In Dachau, it's just one of the other concentration camps, and there they've got the memorial and the museum and
Does it have a name?
some of the building. That's the name of it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in the town called Dachau, and it's the concentration camp.
So
That's
is
what it was,
is Auschwitz in a town called Auschwitz, or is that just the name?
Yeah,
of the
that's
okay. So
yeah.
they just named the concentration camps after where they were located.
where they were. Yeah.
Okay. So
As
there's
far as I
like
know.
there's all these concentration camps, but the most popular one you hear about is Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Could that possibly be because that was the concentration camp Anne Frank was at? She's the most popular.
It might have been. Yeah.
She's the most popular Jewish
Yeah.
person to be killed at a concentration. Well, she wasn't killed at a concentration camp, was she? She tried to escape, didn't she? And she was killed. I could be mistaken. I haven't seen Diary of
Yeah.
Anne Frank in years.
I'm not sure about that.
I know her father survived. He lived until the 1980s, I do believe.
All right. Yeah.
Did you know that, Gorak? Yeah,
No.
Anne Frank's father survived the Holocaust. He's the one that published the book, the diary.
Oh, wow.
Which that's kind of awful. Like, not making light of the situation, but I have a fucked up sense of humor. It's kind of weird to me that, like, I'd be pissed if I'm looking down or wherever I'm at, if I'm able to see what's going on in the world after I die and see my father published my diary.
And not give royalties.
Like, what the fuck? It's the ultimate act of betrayal. But yeah, I don't know. I've never obviously visited a concentration camp because I've never been to Germany, but I would like to visit Germany and see one because I've seen like tours on videos and stuff, but the Holocaust was awful. Is there any survivors still alive?
I don't know now.
Like, it's happened so long ago, I'm not sure.
Yeah. You do sometimes hear about people who survived it, but I don't know whether they've since passed away now or not.
Well, we just had a Holocaust survivor die in 2017. It was the oldest living Holocaust survivor at the time. His name, I can't pronounce it, but I will say Israel Kristall, I think was his name. He was 103 years old and 330 days. He almost made it to his 114th birthday. Did you know that there's still Nazis in this world? I find that fucking weird. Like, I thought we killed them all in that war. I watched this documentary. It was about this guy. He was I think at the time he was in his 80s or 90s. He was living a normal life, I think in Poland. And he was beloved in his neighborhood from what I understood. But the Polish government arrested him and shipped him to Germany because they believe he was involved in Holocaust crimes. So he was shipped to Germany, and they had like Jewish people there to testify what they saw and that whether or not it was him or not. And what this guy did, and he was found guilty of all crimes. He still claims, I don't know if he's still alive, but in the time of the documentary, from what I saw, he denied that he even did it. He denied he was even in Germany during the Holocaust, blah, 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 blah. But his job was to get the people into the gas chamber, and he also tortured them. Like, he was the guy that pretty much distilled fear in everyone. Like, he would kill people and shit. This other guy, and he said when he was put on trial for the war crimes, he was 90 years old, like 90 something. Hi, Royce. He was 90 something years old when he went on trial. And he said in the interview, he's like, I tried keeping it a secret for so long, but I want to educate people because there's so many Holocaust deniers. I want to educate people on this. And he went to jail. We went on trial for the war crimes. And he at 90 years old stated that his job was to go through all the stuff that was on the people. Like, they would take it off the people and put it in a pile, and he'd go through it and trash it or whatever. He said that, yes, morally I am wrong, but I was only doing what I was told to by the leader of the country. And if I didn't, I would probably have been killed. And that's where, like, yeah, what he did was morally wrong. And I'm not defending any of this in any way, but there are certain people that was forced to do this shit, or they would be killed. So should they be jailed for that when it wasn't a crime at the time and they were being forced to? Like, if you're going to be murdered if you don't do it, like, I don't know. And at 90 something years old, the guy's going to die anyway soon. He died.
I did hear about that, yeah.
He died before he even went to jail. He didn't even serve time. He ended up getting hospitalized and then died. And they said he was healthy enough to await trial. Like, I don't know. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, like, certain people were forced. So, like, certain people did it for the joy of it. Certain people were forced to do it. Like, how do you dictate that this long into the future? Like, people should be held accountable. I agree with that. But are they really going to be punished that much if they're just going to die before they even get punished?
Just let them die.
Yeah, horrible situation.
Like,
Difficult.
it's a hard thing to judge. And I know some people out there's like, he's defending a Nazi. No, I'm not. I'm just bringing up a valid point. Like, I don't know. And a lot of people wonder what the fuck drove or drives people, because this shit still exists. Not at this level, but this amount of hate still exists within people. Why? Like, why do you hate people that much? Like, why? Why does hate exist like that?
Yeah,
Just
it's a
'cause
very
of-
difficult topic here.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. But let's get to happier times. I don't know why we dove into this. We kind of went from like Michael Myers to Nazi Germany.
And Scream, yeah.
Scream. But this all kind of goes together because didn't they make a horror movie about like vampire Nazis?
Yes, Overlord.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right.
They also did a movie about Abraham Lincoln, the Nazi hunter, which didn't make sense to me.
Wasn't it a Tim Burton film?
I don't know. I don't know if that one was. I know Tim Burton did make a horror movie about Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, he did that. But what was the other one you said?
There was one, I think it was a B film. It was called Abraham Lincoln, the Nazi hunter. I never watched it, but it didn't make sense because he didn't exist in that time frame. I don't think. I mean, maybe in like another realm, but that don't make any sense. Are you all right, Naomi? You went kind of quiet.
Yeah. No, I'm just listening. I'm listening because I've not seen this film, so I'm just listening.
I'll have a look at this.
I believe I saw it. I could be mistaken. I mean, if I am.
Yeah,
knew
I've
it
not
was-
seen it.
Oh no, I'm combining two films. That's what I'm doing.
No, there's no such thing. So I just looked it up.
I just looked it up too. I'm combining a book that I saw promoted with an Abraham Lincoln movie I saw. My brain's weird. Human brains are odd like that. But yeah, Abraham Lincoln, the Nazi hunter. I think we should make it now that I thought of it. He comes back from time. Better look forward is what is going on around us. We're supremacy Nazi. Honestly, what is crazy though to think about? Not crazy, but awesome. It's crazy that it took this long for racism to slowly die off, and it's still around. But the fact is, the KKK has significantly less members than they ever have. A lot of these racial groups are dying off. So give it maybe another 50 years and they might be gone. Not entirely, but there will be a minority.
Slowly.
Slowly.
Yeah, hopefully.
Slowly, fucking slowly. Oh, did you hear that they want to... There's a group of people that wants Netflix to get rid of Dave Chappelle's special. I think we might have mentioned this last week. No.
I think you said something about this last week.
Yeah, they want to cancel him for something he said or whatever. But Netflix issued a statement that we knew what we were getting into when we hired him. We're not going to cancel him. So it is what it is.
But what's this Squid Game thing?
Squid Games. It's the new. It's like a SpongeBob spinoff. It's got Squidward. I don't know. I saw the commercial. Okay, I saw the commercial. Okay, I didn't see one goddamn squid. Okay, I saw games.
Yeah. I've been watching it a few episodes and I still haven't seen a squid yet. Sorry to spoil things. But...
I heard the last episode was a disappointment.
No squid.
My question is why do they call it Squid Games?
I don't know. But I heard it's kind of violent.
I know the answer to that.
I actually saw the commercial, and I'm really intrigued. I kind of want to watch it. I think it's something you would enjoy, Greg. Have you seen the commercial?
I'd recommend it.
Little bits of it, yeah.
It's about this group of people. From my understanding, were they kidnapped and forced to do this, or did they sign up for it?
They sort of signed up for it, but then didn't realise what they were signing up for. But I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's not seen it yet, because I think if I say too much about it, then it spoils it. And
okay, understandable.
Yeah.
It's about a group of people. Let's just say that this group
Yeah.
of people are playing children's games with one another, like their teams. But if you fail at beating this children's game, you get murdered.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, you get fucking murdered. Like they played green light, red light in the commercial, and this guy moved when they said red light, and they fucking shot his head off.
Yeah,
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's Squid
it's
Games.
brutal. And then there's one part of the commercial where they're playing like tug of war, but there's a big fucking hole in the ground. So whoever loses falls into this big hole in the ground. Are you looking at Squid Games?
The new season of You is up on Netflix now.
Oh,
I've
I've
never
seen that come up. Yeah, I've watched a
The
couple of
last
episodes,
one,
a
the
couple of
last. I
seasons
thought
of
the
that.
last season was good.
Yeah, I've not got all the way through the last season yet.
It's actually pretty good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Oh.
the first one I was really into.
Yeah.
So I found out, sorry to interrupt your guys' conversation. I got really interested to answer the question how Squid Games got its name. The show's name comes from an actual Korean children's game called Squid.
Okay.
So that's how it got its name.
That's just weird. It's just a weird name to call it. Fucking
It
game.
is, out of all the games you could have picked.
I think that there was at the very beginning when it showed children playing, and there was this drawing of this squid on the playground. It was like a squid
Yeah.
shape.
That's
And that was
you said there was no squid. There is. It's just written.
It's a written one. I've not seen a proper squid. I want to see a Squidward.
But it has to be sexy Squidward. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about?
I'm just gonna say no.
You guys don't know? You guys don't know?
No,
about
go on, tell us.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you.
Oh, even better.
Sexy Squidward, man. It's real. It's a thing. Sexy Squidward is who should show up in the series, not the real Squidward. This one.
It kind of looks like
he's twerking.
Isn't it the mask?
I need a mask like that. Dude, that's a new serial killer. Squidward. Okay.
That's
He
probably
could be the killer on
film
Scream.
solved.
Yeah.
The plot is solved.
Fucking remove
Have
the
you seen the Chucky series? The first episode?
Yes, I watched it with
How
friends.
good
of mine.
is it?
Oh, it is fucking. I loved it, dude.
I was a little worried in how it was gonna happen, like how the story will start, and I thought it started great.
I love it, but I'm confused.
In what part?
I'm confused about it all. When does it take place, and what movies did and didn't happen?
It might have taken place after some movie or something, because the kid's name is not Andy.
I know the kid's not Andy, but Andy is looking for the kid.
Yeah.
Also, if you pay attention to the commercials, I'm not sure if you saw the commercials or not, but if you pay attention to the commercials, I thought it took place like they completely written off Seed of Chucky and Bride of Chucky. Like it just took place after. But there's no way because Jennifer Tilly's in it.
Yeah.
So when does it take place? Also, I got the killer for the new Scream movie for you. You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be the Iron Sheik.
Oh God, he'll lock you in a camel clutch. And have you seen his interviews? God, that's awful. It's good, but it's awful.
No, I've seen the shit that he posts up on Twitter.
Yeah, he's crazy, dude. Like he was in an interview one time, and they said, "What do you think about Hulk Hogan?" He's like, "Fuck the Hulk Hogan," and they're like, "Why?" He's like, I think it was on Howard Stern. He's like, "I suplex him, lock him in camel clutch, break his back, fuck his ass, make him humble because he's gay." Howard Stern, same reaction. Howard Stern's like, so you're gonna fuck him in the ass, but he's gay? Like, it don't make sense.
God.
And then he's like, "I fuck him with beer bottle." I don't know. Like the dude thinks he's that character. Like he thinks he's the Iron Sheik. He is, but like, I don't know. But I do give him credit where credit's due. The Iron Sheik was a tough motherfucker back in the day. He actually won the Olympics. I don't know if you knew that or not, but in Iran,
I didn't know he was. I didn't know he did. I didn't know he was in the Olympics.
Not the American Olympics. He was in the Iranian Olympics.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. For wrestling or
for wrestling, which means he was the first Olympic gold medalist to become WWF champion.
Oh, okay.
But people credit Kurt Angle for that because, all due respect, the guy won it with a broken fucking neck.
and he's been bragging on about it for a very long time. Who cares?
Yeah, Iron Sheik never bragged about it till later on in life because he's in interviews and he's like, "Kurt Angle claimed to be Olympic gold medalist," and he actually now carries around his own Iranian Olympic gold medal.
Yeah. No, but I don't know where the Chucky series leads off to because he buys the doll from a market, yeah?
From a yard sale.
Yeah. So maybe the person that had the doll wanted to sell it.
Yes.
And it leads up in that TV series, you know?
Yeah, because he keeps getting, not to spoil anything, but he keeps getting phone calls from a guy warning him about the doll.
Yeah.
And that guy is Andy.
Yeah.
So, but like, I'm assuming that the last Chucky movie that came out didn't exist because that was a remake. But did Cult of Chucky happen? Because that could play into a lot of things. There could be more than one Chucky out there.
Maybe.
He could also have more powers than what we thought.
But are we going to see Glenn in the TV series?
Maybe. Maybe.
Out of, like, for a horror movie, to call your son that, Glenn, like, couldn't they come up with a better name?
I got a question, though. Andy. Did they show him in the show? Because I could be mistaken. They might have, but I don't think they did.
I might have to rewatch it. I didn't think they did. Maybe just over the phone when what you were saying about he was trying to warn the kid about Chucky. He may appear in the show. You never know.
Okay, and from my understanding, Andy is played by the original.
Oh yeah, so he's all grown up now.
Yeah, it's the original guy, so that's good. I hate when they bring in an actor and claim that, yeah, it's a character you made up, anybody can play it, but I think it's cooler and it adds more nostalgia if it's the actual actor that originally played him, unless the actor's dead. Then yeah, bring in somebody else. But
yeah, it's good that they have Jennifer Tilly back in that series now.
I know, right? I kind of wish they didn't show her in the commercial.
Yeah, that kind of just ruins it. But if you follow her on Instagram, she's been promoting the crap out of it, though. So there you go.
Yeah, but it also leaves questions too. Like, when does this take place? Like, what movies happened?
I reckon it might have just taken place after the last Chucky movie that came out. Not the remake, the other one.
what's going to be badass is if Andy and this kid meet and Andy still has the fucking original Chucky head, but all burnt because he burnt the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
Which
maybe.
means Cult of Chucky did happen. Even though that was a god awful fucking movie.
I like the what's the one when they're in a house and the chick was in a wheelchair? The Curse of Chucky, was it?
That was Curse of Chucky.
That wasn't too bad. I didn't mind that one.
Yeah, that was Curse of Chucky. How many fucking Child's Plays are there? There's 1, 2, 3. Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, Child's Play, Chucky.
Child's Play 2, 3.
Child's Play 2, yeah.
Yeah. You know, and like how many Halloween movies there is now? 13 now, going on to 14.
How many Friday the 13th?
8.
Which horror movie has the most sequels?
I reckon it'll have to be Halloween for sure.
See, for years I've always given Hellraiser shit because it seems like there's always a Hellraiser movie, but there's not as many as I thought.
Yeah, I still
Thank you, Royce. Love you, brother.
See, dude.
Bye.
Today we are cooking with Chucky.
That'd be a good commercial for the TV show too. Could you see that? Like, if they made like a spoiler commercial show to promote that, it goes, "Hi, this is Chucky. I'm going to be cooking for you."
Right.
Brilliant.
So, what you said? Friday the 13th had the most movies.
No, I reckon Halloween does. It's been around for that long, 40 years.
According to Screen Rant, now this is as of July 29th, 2021. Here's the top 10 horror movies that has had the most sequels. Scream is number 10 with 4, going to be 5. The Conjuring with 4.
Yeah.
They made 8 films, okay, in The Conjuring. But they only count 4 because there's only 4 that were direct sequels. We're only doing direct sequels. We're not doing remakes. We're not doing any of that. We're doing direct sequels of the original movie. Paranormal Activity had 4. Night of the Living Dead had 5. Child's Play had 6. We are including Curse and Cult because they are direct sequels. We are not including Child's Play. I think there was 2 remakes, weren't there? Or was there just 1?
No, Child's Play was the original. That was the original name. And,
I know, but didn't they make a Child's Play that was a remake of the original with?
Yeah, it was. That was the one when the factory person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Okay, because for some reason my memory was telling me they did 2 remakes, but they only did 1. I'm not sure why.
No, they only did 1. The remake was so terrible.
They do have Nightmare on Elm Street with 6. They're not including the remake, obviously. The last final canon one that we have seen so far is Freddy versus Jason.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they are including the remake.
Really?
No, they're not. Never mind. I thought they was. Halloween 6. But is there actually 3 Halloween movies? Because the way the series goes.
Yeah, so if you're doing like a direct sequel, you would have to do Halloween 1, Halloween 2. People
There's
add
5 of them.
Season of the Witch. And
Season of the Witch is not a direct sequel, so there has been 6. There has been 6 movies.
Yeah, but then if you combine it all up, there's like at least about 13.
But there are some people that don't include certain Halloween movies as sequels, even though they are.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Of
but then
course.
if you're doing like direct sequels from Halloween, like with Laurie Strode in that, it'll have to be Halloween 1 and 2, H2O, Resurrection, and then 18 and Kills and Ends. So
Yeah. Okay, Saw is number 3 with 9.
oh wow.
They are working on a 9th one right now.
Really?
Saw X is the name of it. Hellraiser also has 9. And Hellraiser's chronological order and all that shit's all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeanette. Please like and follow us on all social
She
media.
does.
She's not following me. Follow me. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Pinhead's kind of weird to judge. Friday the 13th is number 1.
Oh really?
There has been 10 direct sequels. The last one before the reboot is also Freddy Krueger's last one. Freddy versus Jason.
I guess yeah, because Jason goes to hell at the ending.
Yeah.
Freddy drags his mask.
That's the last Jason movie by himself.
Yeah, and then he went to space.
That didn't fucking happen.
That's a good film.
even Freddy versus Jason doesn't even fucking talk about that. They act like that movie didn't happen and Jason Goes to Hell is the last movie.
Hey, Jason X, dude. Great movie.
They teased Freddy versus Jason for the longest fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
It took, 11, 12 years to make that fucking movie?
Well, Kane Hodder was supposed to play Jason, but someone else took his role, and he got pissed off. He got really angry, yeah.
All right.
That would have been awesome, though. You have, the most famous Jason versus the Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, because he really wanted to work with Robert Englund, but then somebody took Kane Hodder's place, and he got really upset.
Did you know that here's a cool little tidbit of trivia. Did you know in Freddy vs. Jason, you know that scene where Jason jumps out of the water and lands on the dock?
Yeah.
Do you know who the stunt double is for Jason during that scene?
Who?
Professional wrestler Rey Mysterio.
Really?
They hired him to do that because that's how he does his entrance at the time. That's how he did his entrance in pro wrestling.
All right.
Huh?
Hey, Chris.
What'd
Hi,
you say,
Chris.
Greg?
He grew taller.
Oh, no. He just did the jump and the land. They made him look taller, but the guy that's walking on the dock is the guy who played Jason.
That's just weird, eh? Yeah.
Because he's so used to doing that jump because he did it in pro wrestling that they just had him do it. Isn't that crazy? You can Google it. Like, it's legit. Rey Mysterio. Fucking,
Yeah, right.
Who that jumping out the sky? Jason? I don't know. That don't.
Once, Rey Mysterio will come back as like Jason.
It's kind of funny. It is. I heard somewhere, this could be wrong, but I did read somewhere that if you follow comic books, there was not a Freddy versus Jason comic book. It was Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. That's where the idea came from. I read somewhere that the reason why Freddy versus Jason took so long is because they wanted to have Ash in it, but Bruce Campbell wouldn't do it.
That would be a messy fight.
Yeah, it would.
Because like how would Bruce Campbell fit in all this? This would be really weird. Because you know how in Freddy versus Jason, how Jason keeps killing Freddy's victims, and then Freddy was going on. Like, how would Ash Williams be a part of it? That would be just too fucking weird.
The only way I can think it would work is if Ash came to Elm Street as well. Because
Looking for the book.
No, yeah. I don't know how the book would play into it, but Ash would come to Elm Street because he's hearing of all these murders going on, and he wants to help stop them. He knows about Jason killing these people. He doesn't know about Freddy yet, and he ends up sleeping, and Freddy tries killing Ash. And then Ash brings him to the real world, and then that's when that huge fucking fight breaks out. Instead of Jason being the one, it's Ash. That's the only way I can think about. The book, I don't fucking know. Unless the Book of the Dead he has fucking is the one that brings Jason back to life.
Yeah, maybe. Did you see the spoiler or trailer, the short like a fan trailer of Chucky meets Michael?
Dude, that's hilarious.
Have you seen it?
No, that movie wouldn't last very long.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I've seen it pop up. It's on YouTube.
Would you watch that movie?
Yeah, I think it would be hilarious. Because like Chucky be just like talking shit on him and things like this giant idiot wearing a white mask. Chasing after his sister.
Do you think they made a mistake when they started turning Chucky into more comedy, or do you think that was a good thing?
I think it's good. I think it's good to have a bit of humor and dark side in it.
Because I think, and this is my opinion, I think Child's Play is like, it's like a B film, but with a Hollywood budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it has the comedy and the campiness of like a B horror film, but it has the budget and the effects of a Hollywood film. Like it's straight out of the fucking Puppet Master handbook.
but it's become like this big horror icon thing, among with Jason and Michael and Ghostface, and you know what I mean, Freddy.
When we talk about horror movie villains, I'm the only one that likes these fucking movies, apparently. But why doesn't anybody mention the Djinn from Wishmaster?
I don't know, hey. Good question.
Wishmaster gets a lot of shit because it's campy, it's got its moments of like craziness, but all horror movies do. I think it's a very brilliant idea, though. I don't know if you've seen the movie, Naomi. I know Gorak probably has. Have you?
No,
I haven't seen it. I've heard about it.
Wishmaster is about this like demon that is possessed in this jewelry, and if you rub it, you bring this demon to life. And this demon is trying to find the main person, and he pretty much like, in order to find, he ends up like taking wishes from people. But what the people don't know is like they're manipulated wishes, and he takes your soul in the end.
Yeah.
And you don't mean to make like this one person in it is a homeless guy, and he's like, I wish that he would die a horrible death, and the Djinn would pop up. And he's like, are you sure about that? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure. And he's like, would it be worth your soul? And he thinks he's like fucking with him. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then the guy dies like instantly of like cancer or some shit. And then like the guy ends up dying too. And this one woman wishes she would be beautiful forever.
Yeah.
And turn around and she turns into a fucking mannequin.
Oh wow.
She turns into a fucking
I think I've heard of. I didn't realize it was that film, but I'd heard of something like that, but I didn't know the name of the
Wishmaster.
film. Ah, right.
It's a great storyline.
Yeah.
The movie does get shitty at its moments, but I enjoy it.
It came out in '97.
Like a human. Yeah. No, Wishmaster, not Witchmaster.
No, Wishmaster. Master, yeah.
I just put it in the chat. Wishmaster, not Witchmaster. Witchmaster is something entirely different. But yeah, Wishmaster is a great film. I've not seen them all. I saw the first one. It's very
Was it made four
undervalued.
of them or something like that?
It wasn't boring. It was just in the 90s or whatever. Whenever it came out,
97.
CGI was not at its peak yet, and I don't know if they had the budget or not. So the CGI is very bad in the movie, which didn't help. But the story is there. You just have to look past the CGI shit.
Yeah.
If they made the movie, they should remake it today.
Maybe. I reckon it'll look better. Rob Zombie, if you're listening, remake it.
The one Halloween movie I wanted Rob Zombie to remake was never remade. I wanted him to do Season of the Witch.
That'd be great.
But not call it Halloween 3. Just call it Season of the Witch. Make it its own movie. His own take. They need to do that.
His wife will be on the movie too.
Yeah, what they need to start doing. Stop remaking classics. Stop remaking movies that were great. Remake movies that had potential, had a great storyline, but just failed because of like CGI or whatever. Remake those movies.
I think they should remake Resurrection.
Remake Resurrection. Remake movies that could have been good, but they didn't have like the technology back then to make it that good. Remake The Tingler.
I would like this. Yeah, I would like to see Rob Zombie do Halloween 3.
Remake The Tingler. Ever seen that horror movie?
The what?
The Tingler.
That sounded so weird.
What? Oh, hi.
What's going on?
Hi.
Sorry, but he hasn't seen his boy in a long time.
What's going on?
Ooh.
Oh,
He's touching me where I smell funny. Somebody help me out. We'll be going off air soon if you guys want to just chill out.
You don't want him to see people it's related to you? I understand.
They just did. We're in the middle of a conversation. Conversational people. But ever seen the horror movie The Tingler?
No. But this sounded weird.
It's an awful movie. It's an awful movie starring a horror movie legend, Vincent Price.
All right.
Not a comedy, horror movie legend. Sorry, I was mindset. He's a horror movie legend.
Yeah.
But it's about this like creature that's like killing people or whatever called the Tingler. The movie originally was awful because they didn't have CGI at the time. They didn't have any of that. So you could see the strings on this fucking monster.
How old is that film?
1959.
Yeah, 1950.
I wonder whether my mum's seen it. She used to love watching horror films and watched all Vincent Price films.
The budget was only 250,000.
Yeah, well, that's a lot for 1959.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can see the strings on the monster. You can see like there's a scene where like the monster attacks somebody. You can see it being thrown. Like it's a bad movie, but it had a great script and a great idea. So take a movie like that, flip it, and make it something awesome.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be.
You can watch the full movie on YouTube, by the way. But...
All right.
Yeah, don't.
I'm gonna ask if my mum's seen it.
But I watched the Candyman movie as well. That the new one that came out recently. That was pretty good. That was like a sequel. That wasn't a remake. I thought it was a remake, but it was like a sequel from Candyman 3, apparently.
I have still yet to see the Candyman series, so
Me too.
I've not seen it.
You only saw one. You only saw the new one.
Yeah, because I thought it was a remake, but it wasn't. Apparently,
it was a sequel.
Yeah,
they keep doing that stupid shit, man.
Because that's why it's called The Candyman. But I'm super keen to see. What's that?
Ooh, are they gonna make a Candyman next?
Yeah, that'd be cool. A Candyman. But did you see the pictures of the monsters that Rob Zombie posted up?
Right before he went on air, I did, and I like it.
I liked it. And a lot of people was talking shit about, now as his wife has to be in it. He explained the reason why he had his wife on the reason why he has his wife playing on these roles because like she does the job. She doesn't complain. She'll do it, and she nails it. People don't get it. People are stupid. People stop getting it.
Those same people don't complain about Tim Burton always having Johnny Depp in all of his movies and his wife.
But then they get along. That's the problem. That's the thing. Like, they're just easy to work at.
Yeah, Jeanette, check out Wishmaster. But don't hate on me if you don't like it, because the CGI does suck. It's really bad. But if you can look past,
remake that movie.
Remake it. I don't think Rob would, because like Rob does like the old-fashioned style of horror movie, and this is more of like a modern type horror movie.
Yeah.
Unless he does the old-fashioned type style like Jeepers Creepers did.
Maybe. That'd be pretty cool.
Did you know the guy that made Jeepers Creepers is a pedophile?
Oh, God.
Random trivia. No, before he made Jeepers Creepers, he served a lot of time in jail for like raping a child. Yeah.
Well, the new one's coming out. The third one sucked. But...
I saw the third one. I kind of enjoyed it. But yeah. Yeah, Victor Salva, I think is his name.
Wow.
He, if I'm not mistaken, I know he went to court and did jail time and shit. Here we go. In 1988, Salva was convicted of sexual misconduct with one of Clown House's underage stars who was 12 years old at the time and videotaping one of the encounters. Commercial videotapes and magazines containing child pornography were also found in his home. He pled guilty to lewd and I can't pronounce that word, but lewd misconduct, oral sex with a person under 14, and procuring of child pornography. He was sentenced to 3 years in state prison, in which he served only 15 months. And then he completed his parole in 1992.
And then he made movies.
And then, Clown House was the movie that is in question where he had sexual misconduct with a star under 12. That was one of his last movies before this whole thing. He did Something in the Basement, Clown House. Then he did his time. He did The Nature of the Beast, Powder, Rites of Passage, and then Jeepers Creepers.
What a creeper.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't smiling about the serious subject. I just knocked over the recycling paper bin under the desk.
I didn't take notice.
Okay.
You haven't noticed.
We could edit this out.
No, we can't.
No, that's it now.
Yeah,
it just exists now.
We're cancelled now after that. We're cancelled now after that one now.
Gorak, you can't
at least I'm recycling.
If I'm not mistaken, can you cancel somebody who doesn't have a huge following?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to downplay myself because we have an amazing podcast. We have amazing followers that we currently have, but we're not like Joe Rogan level. We're not.
Well, not yet.
Yeah, once we get to that point, we're gonna have to watch our backs, man. I've not done some really awful things in my life, but there's like little things that people could have blown out of proportion or could try to cancel me for. But
man, like my Instagram followers keep going up. I don't know why. I think it's because of this.
Hey, if we reach like 10 million followers and stuff and subscribers, I'm gonna start an OnlyFans account.
I'm gonna quit my job.
Oh, you're taking it a less extreme than I am. We start making great money, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna quit my job and just focus on this. Make a living out of it.
I've been trying to really dude, if you find a way for us to make money and a real good way for us to promote the fuck out of this, I will do it.
Maybe even win the lottery.
But guys, it was nice doing this podcast. I do have family here, so I'm going to cut it a little short at 1 hour and 43 minutes. But
and I had a bed that I want to go to sleep in because it's like almost 5 a.m.
We have next week, we are doing the Matt Cooper episode, and we do have a Halloween Spooktacular featuring.
We're all going to dress up too.
Yes, we are. I need to get my costume ready. Featuring special guest host. He is hosting Jeff Towers. He's taking over. It's not a Tower Stories. It might turn into one, but it's featuring guest host Jeff Towers. We do have some surprise guests hopefully showing up. So stay tuned.
And Death Comes Lifting is doing a Halloween special on the Sabbath Sunday podcast in 2 weeks.
Yes, they are. And I have a question, Greg, before we cut this. I've been wondering this. Is that a Season of the Witch poster in your background?
Yeah.
I can point that movie out anywhere. Yes.
It's a big one.
It was a great movie. If they didn't name it Halloween, it would have been a hit. But because they named it Halloween, nobody wants anything to do with it.
Well, it's the Death Comes Lifting, but
Okay. I got a question, Greg. Since we're going to cut this down, I just want to know. In Halloween, they said the reason why they called the third one a Halloween movie is because each Halloween they wanted to cover a different story. If that's the case, then why did Halloween 2 have Michael Myers?
because it was, I don't know, it's the direct sequel. But then Halloween 5 and 6, no, Halloween 4, 5, and 6 were direct sequels because it was the story of Jamie Lloyd, the girl.
Jamie Lloyd wasn't in 4 though, was she?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, she was. Amazing.
And then she got
poster,
killed off in number 5.
Amazing poster, but if we keep talking horror, we're not going to have anything to talk about on the Spooktacular episode. So let's prepare for next week. We got Matt Cooper on. I love you guys. I'm going to get off here and hang out with my nephew. I love you guys. Love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying by our side through the pandemic. Everybody's working, but you guys are still in the chat. You guys are still staying active. We love you. We appreciate you. Each and every one of you. Love you all. And remember, live long, rock hard.